Hello, Scorpio. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm Nicole. Scorpio, we're going to get rolling with you for the March reads. Granted, a few days late, right? But we're getting to them, everything in divine timing. So Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and your Venus cross watcher. If that's you, welcome. You guys know how this works. If you're here, thank you to everybody who has liked, shared, subscribed, and commented. Those of you that have booked personals, it's been wonderful speaking with you and getting back into the groove here. Probably a few more changes are going to happen here in the coming weeks. We'll see what happens. So just as always, bear with me. We are going to find that even groove. It's coming. It is absolutely coming. So, all right, Scorpio, let's see what's going on in the month of March for you. The one thing I did hear from Spirit was getting in touch. Now, that getting in touch, I feel like this has to do with yourself, Scorpio. I don't know that it's got necessarily to do with anybody else, like getting in touch with somebody, right? Communicating with them. But for some of you, Spirit, for some of you it could be, and it could surround your 8th house. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what comes out in that. All right, Spirit, for Scorpio in the month of March, what do they need to know? Timing is always at play, right? Always at play. Invitation, descendant, and then opposition, confrontation. Scorpio, whatever version of you is emerging, it's at the disgust of others. Like, I don't know if you're like, you could be coming across, especially in the second week of March, as like a force to be reckoned with. Somebody who has had your back, somebody who has been supportive of you. I remember saying to you, I think in the weekly, right, that like people could accuse you of being selfish or self-centered. And it's coming up again, Scorpio, and I don't think that that's really what's necessarily happening. And I want to say to you that this feels like people that are very close to you. Scorps, do be careful of how arrogant you could come across, okay, right? Like, be careful. It's boastful. I don't want to say it's not boastful. It's more like my mind is made up, right? And that's fine. We can be in that space if my mind is made up. We need to be in that space, right? We need to stand in our convictions of certain things. The problem, I don't want to say the problem with it, but what others are appearing to show is the issue at hand is they're not prepared for you on these terms. Scorpio, the road to success, the road to happiness, the road to your own personal freedom and or liberation is lonely at the top. Whether this is you, Scorpio, or any other sign for that matter. When you get to that place that you are very solid in all parts of yourself, things are going to fall away. People are going to fall away, and that may be a hard lesson. Like, when this is said and done, once you've accomplished something specific, you could feel like you're standing there alone. And almost like this yearning to go back to something that was comfortable, even if it meant cutting yourself off from something too. So it's like, I don't know. Some people, I said that Scorpio, 8th house, there it is, literally, as I peel this open, and there's the confrontation card again. This is something that it's like people don't, what I've said to you in the past, like, they didn't see you coming, Scorpio. They didn't see this growing version of you. This new version of Scorpio is kind of like Scorpio 2.0 in Aquarius season on steroids. It's a very different version of what they're used to. So this could be friends and family that have known you for so long, and you look different, you act different, you feel different to them. Like Scorpio, and all of your glow and all of your glory, like they never seen you this way before. And because you may have achieved something, they could be looking at you like you've changed, right? It'd be like moving out of like the inner city, right, and moving off into your little country dream house, or in the, you know, like this whole different feel, right? Like living the American dream, and they're like, oh, you forgot where you came from. I don't think you have, Scorps. You're adjusting. Like, you're going through an adjustment period between two separate worlds of how you existed and tried to survive in this one, to this new world, this new you, this new era of who Scorpio is. And you're not quite sure that you understand it, and you're trying to get your footing. It's kind of gives me that, was that Britney Spears did a song, I don't know why she keeps coming up, it's crazy, I don't even listen to her, when TRL was a thing, right? And it was like, not a girl, not yet a woman, right? And it doesn't matter, right? Them, they, male, female, it doesn't matter why I'm saying, you know, who you are in this. But you're growing, right? You're growing, you're flourishing, you're becoming, you're developing, you're changing, you're, you know, whether it's mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, all of it, really. It's like you're still trying to get comfortable with you, yourself, and you're not necessarily expecting anybody else to be comfortable with you. You're testing the waters, maybe even at work, Spirit is saying, of this new version of you. The things that were not appreciated enough about you, or the things that people were comfortable seeing you as, right? I don't know. Let's just say you spend a lot of the days of your life in your PJs at home, right? And all of a sudden you decide to put on jeans instead of jogging pants. And they're like, oh, where are you going that you're all dressed up, right? Nowhere. I need to feel good about myself, or I'm picking a salad over a greasy cheeseburger, you know, whatever, you know, those are just the simple things, but that could be the thing in your world. But these choices that you're making, Scorpio, is like, I'm changing. Like, if you change your dietary needs, like typically we would go to Wendy's, right? And now we're going to go to, I don't know, Panera and get a healthier, leaner sandwich. I don't know, whatever. You're not choosing the same old choices as you did before. And as I said, you're like laying the groundwork and the foundation for these changes. And Scorpio, it's like you yourself aren't even comfortable with this. So you're not expecting Cancer immerse. You're not even expecting other people to be comfortable with it, because you're still trying to understand it yourself. But they're taking it personally. And I think that that's going to be a lot of what you see. I got the chills as I say that. A lot of what you see over the month of March. And you're going to have a lot of resilience, because you've been invited. Like, you've been invited into this new world, Scorpio. You've been invited to care for yourself, or to love yourself, or to do something for yourself. And I feel, you know, everything that we start or do, you know, I'll reiterate my quitting smoking, right? It's 21 days to start a habit, 21 days to end a habit, right? It's the 21 day mark. So, you know, 21 days you're implementing eating healthier than you are eating greasy cheeseburgers and cookies, right? Or 21 days you're giving yourself to, you know, get comfortable with a new job, and, you know, you're trying to get out of the way of doing the old one. You're learning something new. You're doing something new, Scorpio, and you're giving yourself the grace to do this. And you're like, I'm probably going to make a few mistakes, right? New level, new you, new, this is a new cycle that you're in. I don't know this cycle. I've not been here before. I'm the fool. I'm taking this journey. I've been invited on this journey, and I'm trying to figure it out, right? And you're giving yourself grace. You've learned over those previous cycles to give yourself that grace, and to just allow yourself to shine, even if you make mistakes. Other people it may feel like other people are not so forgiving, Scorpio. Okay, so be aware of that in March. All right. What else for Scorpio in March? Activate community. you are going to find other individuals, Scorpio, that don't see it as black and white. They may not understand it, and I think that's the thing that I've used over the time is like, and I'm going to go back and I say, like, I try not to get into politics, but I think that it is, given our time, it is a good example, because it's something we all, I think, for the most part, can relate to as our world is changing, right? This diversified energy of, like, we don't have to understand or even have the same viewpoint as another person, but we need to respect them, right? We don't have to say, if we have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. And I think this is kind of the same thing in your own personal life, Scorpio, as March goes on, is there are going to be people that maybe they don't understand why you would, I don't know, we'll say have cosmetic surgery. They would never do that, but hey, if that makes you feel good, they're happy for you, right? These are people that are supportive of you because they want to be, because they see you for what you're doing rather than their opinion of what you should be doing, Scorpio. And that is also casting away that old sense of you having to be, play that role. You have to wear that hat for that person or that family or that situation that says, this is who Scorpio is to me. And Scorpio is like, no, I don't want to be that person to you. I don't want to be that good old pair of shoes for you. I want to be me, right? So this is you coming into your own, and Scorpio, literally that investigate card comes out again. This is you exploring who you are becoming. You think about it. It's like coming out of, living with our parents, and we get our own first apartment, our own first whatever, and we're figuring out like how we have to manage work and dishes and laundry and errands and school and whatever we're doing, right? Or kids. We have to have that experience. And Scorpio, this is a personal experience for you of change, personal experience of change. And this is, again, new journey. Your mindset of what you thought life would look like could be very different. Almost, some people could say you're delusional. There may be some things too, Scorpio, with this mystery and investigate. You're not sharing with others because you're like, I feel like I would be judged. Odds are I'd be judged. So instead of being judged, I'm just going to do it. And I don't know what they're going to say. I don't know if they're even going to know. But does it even matter anymore? So, it's almost like you're just like, I don't want to say that you don't care, Scorpio. I feel like you're tired of having to acknowledge things to certain people, places, and going, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. And it's like you're sick of asking for support from people who don't get it. And tired of, more importantly, thank you, Spirit, more importantly, tired of explaining yourself to people that don't matter. If they don't mind, they don't matter. All right, root. Laying down new roots, new foundations, or trying to. They're telling me to clarify that north node. You're almost there, Scorpio. Whatever this is, you're almost there. Lots of blues. Blues have been a big color for you here recently. Saturn structure and sustainability. Now, part of this, Scorpio, in the month of March is you realizing or needing to find a way to, as you're building this new structure, sustaining it. The last couple of years, Scorpio, you could have found a very specific way of how you were doing things that was easy, Spirit, to handle and or maintain, or you mastered it, transmuted that energy, right? Those challenges pretty quickly for yourself. That became very easy, very quick. You were quick to this. Or to that at that point. This here, Scorpio, feels a little bit different to me, though. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, it feels like you're trying, feels a little dizzy. I'm going to call it dizzy. Not that you don't know what you're doing, but it seems like there's a lot more moving parts to something. And I think that you're really used to working on a lot of different things. It's almost like you're convoluting. How do I put it? You're used to having so much going on that when nothing is going on, it doesn't feel normal to you, okay? At the same time, you have somewhere within rectified the fact of not doing a lot is okay. But then you see all these other people demanding or needing things of you, or wanting more of you, or saying, can you do this, this, and this, and this? And you're exercising your boundaries in the process. But at the same time, trying not to fit in all of that. I hope that's making sense. And still being okay with not doing all of those things, and still being okay with it. I hope it's a very twisted sort of energy that comes in with this, Scorps. Because you're trying to find this new way to keep everything in balance and keep everything moving forward. And I think you're going to find it. I think you're going to figure it out. I mean, you figured out the last cycle. Why wouldn't you figure out this one? Right? But this one is just very different. And I say about balance, and there comes the Justice card, the Six of Cups. You kind of keep leaning back into, well, if I did it this way before and that worked, what can I take from before, right? To make it work now. And Spirit's going, the Six of Cups is, you're being gifted something else to make this work differently this time, Scorpio. And I think I said to you not that long ago, you may feel like you're repeating some sort of cycle. You're not. Like, this is some remembrance. Like, it's bringing up nostalgia or remembrance to certain time periods in your life. And 6 here twice. It's not the same. It's not the same. This is different because you've laid different foundations. You've laid different groundwork around something. And this particular aspect of something is going to close out pretty quickly. Like, I would say by June, Scorpio, whatever is happening in March, by June, by the second half of the year, it's balanced. Whatever you're not quite sure is happening or going on, or how that's going to affect you, you're going to come out as the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. You're going to be perfectly fine. I just don't think that you understand how you get to that point, okay? But your stability, like, you will be living a comfortable life of luxury where things are taken care of. So that luxury doesn't have to be material. I want to make that clear. It doesn't have to be material. Like, how do you feel about things? How are you acknowledging things? But you're going to get there. You're going to get there. And that's the thing that Spirit is saying is the most important, that you know. This Four of Cups is like, I don't understand. Like, you're seeing some sort of disappointment and judgment here, Scorpio, coming out. Justice and Judgment, those, and the Hierophant at the bottom, the Death. Scorpio, this is major. This is a major change for you. I will say to you, when it comes to friendships, when it comes to connections, you're going to go through this really big adjustment period. Adjustments are like all over the place here. And I feel like when we look at this Judgment card in March, it's like, I know this is new, right? And the Judgment talks about transition as well. So this is new, right? This is maybe a consequence of actions in the past. And, sometimes, Scorps, we have good things that come in, but in process we lose, again, the past or certain people and or connections that maybe didn't end, in a bad way. We've outgrown them. And that could feel it almost feels painful. Like, when I'm looking at this Judgment card, it feels painful that, like, this whole way of being is just being closed out for you. And there's parts of it I think that you're glad to let go of. There are other parts of this that hurt to let go of. There's other parts of this that you would hope would turn out differently. But it's kind of like the caveat here, Scorps, that Spirit is like, we can no longer sustain the way that this has been done. And the sustainability means change. It means growth. And you're going to master this just as you've mastered some. For some of you, I will say to you, this could be a physical loss of somebody, that may cross over. That's not going to be for everybody. So don't spaz out. Don't overthink that. Don't jump to conclusions. It either fits or it doesn't. Okay. Don't force it. For some of you, this is just somebody exiting your life in this physical 3D. And it's not something, Scorpio, that you haven't been through before. And I say that, and I'm going to use this as an example. Years ago, when I was a part of a situation that led me to a point of homelessness and whatnot, and hard times, that person was struggling with addiction. And I said, that loss was not a loss that happened on that final I had to leave. That loss happened every single time that they let me down. The person that I saw them to be, the person that I knew they could be, the potential that lived within them, that they made a conscious choice all the time to never lean into that, but lean into more of their shadow side, that broke my heart every single time. Because I would see them do well, and then I would see them struggle. And I would see them lie, and then I'd see them do well, and I'd see them struggle. And it was the same repeat pattern. You can lose somebody over and over and over again. This could be a family member, right? Like, oh yeah, like, I will never, I'll never lie to you again, or I will never make you feel that way again. It's, those apologies that happen time and time and time again, and then they never change, right? It's a need of change in behavior, not in our words. And I feel like that for some of you, that's what you're contending with when we talk about this exit, right? Like, why couldn't they get it together? The losses that I've lost this person so many times over. I've lost this situation so many times over. Nothing's changed. It's the same old rhetoric, So I feel like that's a little bit of this here for you, Scorpio, is understanding, like, some things aren't meant to change. I've said it before. I'll say it a million times again. And some people are here to remind us what it looks like if we don't evolve. Right? The tough realization, but it's the truth. Okay? So let's clarify this Judgment and this Ten of Cups here, Scorpio, for you. Like this I feel like this Judgment is an interesting card because misinterpretation comes with that card as well. And I said to you, and as I say that, here comes the Page of Wands, Scorpio, not you. The Lovers, you're making these choices, right? Judgment and choices go hand in hand, Gemini card. King of Pentacles, you could be dealing with a Taurus. King of Pentacles is typically my card, a Taurus. But I will say to you that Taurus season may bring you a Taurus, Scorpio. Gemini season is you may have a choice between partners. You may have a mix of things that are coming into your life that could be right across the street from you, Scorpio, whatever that means. You may not have seen this coming. Somebody could be giving you ultimatums. But I almost kind of feel like at one point, Scorpio, you may have like a deer in the headlights kind of look here, but it may feel like it's coming from a couple of different places. But I think that in the process, you're being a little overcritical of yourself, overthinking things because you don't want anything to be misinterpreted because you've seen what the misinterpretation of another person or situation, how much strife it can cause. So there's something to that. It's a very different sense of energy that comes in with this, Scorpio, for you. What about this Ten of Cups? It's funny, those cards I think came out in one of your readings the other day, that Ten of Wands with the Ten of Cups, the Strength card. So you're starting off with the Strength card, Scorpio, you're ending with the Strength card again. So Leo energy, the Chariot, so the Chariot and the Death card, Scorpio. I think I said to you the other day, like riding off into the sunset, riding your high horse or whatever it was. Those two, well, you get the two Sphinxes, but you also have the horse that the Death card is turning on from, and then the Eight of Cups. Scorpio, you're starting to leave some partnerships, again, behind in regards to this. I'm going to keep these two, and we're going to clarify those, actually those three. This Ten of Wands and Strength is, Spirit says, learn to shut your mouth. Speak up and yet learn to shut your mouth. Learn when to say enough and then let it go. Ten of Cups' structure is like you are going to push through these changes that are transpiring for you. slowly, right? It's a slow move. It's a slow burn. 5 of Cups, Scorpio, there you are. I said this is, and literally the 10 of Wands with the 5 of Cups again. But the Wheel of Fortune. Six of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of... 2 separate decks, Scorpio. The Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles were side by side. I don't know if they still are in this deck or not, but literally back to back. Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. Scorpio, your passion and determination for life is going to be the thing that carries you through. Just keep, yeah, they're not back to back anymore, but just keep going. Your passion and your determination. But I've seen those back to back in both decks, and you may feel like Scorpio, everything that you lose is going to be replaced. Everything you think is a loss is going to be replaced with something so much better than you can imagine. But right now, it kind of feels like everything is kind of coming at you at once with these 10s. Everything is ending and beginning at the same time. And you got 3 10s here, actually. 10, 10, 10. 10 of Cups, 10 of Wands. Wheel of Fortune is a 10. Everything is happening at once. And it may be hard to maintain the vision during this change, or these changes as they're happening, but you are coming into a much more spiritually contained place, Spirit said. Okay, so I do like what's happening here for you. It's just a really uncomfortable transition. Okay, anything else for Scorpio? You may want to get up and check out on some things right now. You know that you're okay to get up and walk away from things if it doesn't feel right for you anymore. Don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask why, Spirit is saying too. That you feel you need to guard yourself. I feel like for some of you, you may wish that you had gotten out of something sooner rather than later as well as it comes through. But it was the collection of evidence. But I'm going to call it the collection of experience here, Scorpio. This is a call to divine will as well. Spirit saying, if you're not sure what to do, where to go, how to handle things, call upon divine will. Call upon divine intervention. Ask for assistance. They're only a call away, Scorpio, right? They're only a call away. They're only a message away. They're only I need an assistant, some assistance here, Spirit, for prayer kind of thing. What else for Scorpio? I really feel like there's going to be some sort of grieving process in this, Scorps. What is this? Let me see. These are too many. What is this Death card about, Spirit, for Scorpio in the month of March? They're telling me to change. I'm getting nothing out of this. The old is trash. The old is garbage. The old is old. It's old. It's old. Let it sit at the curb. Let the trash take itself out. Death card. There we go. Too many cards again, Scorpio. But literally, with the Death card, you're moving into your wish fulfillment. You are healing. You're taking that forward with you. Again, you've immersed yourself. You've learned enough. 8 of Cups, and then to these choices of the Gemini. You could really be dealing with the Gemini, Scorpio. You've got a lot of majors here on the table. So you've got the Star, you've got the Lovers, you've got the Death card, you've got the Chariot, you've got Justice, you've got the World, you've got 6 Cups, you've got the Wheel of Fortune, you've got the Judgment card. You've got a lot of big things happening, Scorpio, as we move into this new beginning for you, this ascendant, this entrance. You've had the invitation, you've gotten the invitation, you signed up for this party, you signed up for this cycle. Now you're getting ready to move through it. And this is really like the trap door where you can go through. It is, you ever go to a concert and somebody forgot their ticket or something, and you've got your ticket to go. You've got your ticket to ride, Scorpio. But, best friend Alice back there forgot her ticket and she's got to go back to the car, and you're like, I got to go in with you. There's a line behind me. I'm being pushed forward, right? You're being pushed forward, Scorpio, and Alice or whoever else has been, riding shotgun with you or riding coattails, they got to go back. They got to go back. It's like being on, the board of sorry. You get a ticket for 12 spaces to move forward, but if you get a 4, you're going backwards 4 spaces. This is your ticket to ride, Scorps. Someone else has to go back, and you have a choice. You can go back with them, or you keep moving forward. It's like who's gonna replace them? Who's gonna replace this person? Who's gonna replace this life that I have created? You know, it's like anything, Scorpio, anything from people, places, things, ideas, like everything is being replaced. And I feel like you're fighting with some of these replacements. Spirit, you're fighting with some of the replacements. And the funny part of this is these replacements that you may be feeling angry or irritable or pissy with are the temporary replacements to get you. They're the stepping stone, Scorpio. They're the stepping stone to get you to where you're supposed to be. So it's like these people may be challenging you to deal with certain things right now because they're moving you somewhere new on different terms. They're going to help you think differently in the future in ways that you can't imagine yet. Empress, like you're becoming full. This is a new you. This is a new birth. Some of you could be having children as well, right? You could be doing things, right? But this is you feeling better about yourself. You being the Empress, you being male or female, it doesn't matter. This is stepping into your divine feminine energy. Okay? So this is a very potent reading, Scorpio. This is probably the most important message I've delivered to you in 2025, and ultimately is likely to be the most important message you will hear in 2025 about yourself. All right? This Chariot, the Judgment card again, Scorpio. Holy shit. This is a release. This is the release. In this deck, this is a release of love. This is a release. This is forgiveness. This is moving forward. This is accepting the light and the dark attributes to things that you must address in order to move forward, knowing that there's, for every good part of a situation, there's going to be one that makes it feel difficult, right? It'd be like, I don't know, getting your electric bill in the winter, and it's like, instead of $100, it's $200. Luckily, you've got the money to pay it, but god darn, like, the begrudging of spending that extra $100 on something. You know what I mean? It's like that. It's like, it's got its good points. Like, yeah, I've got it to take care of, but still, I don't want to have to put it there, right? Like, there's something around that type of feeling that comes in with this Judgment. Like, it feels good, but damn it, why that way, right? Why on those terms? Judgment. Yeah, 2 of Wands. This is for the purpose of more decision making, Scorpio, so that you can emerge, right, as that Fool. Some of you could, heavy on the traveling, Scorpio, heavy on the travel, moving and traveling, picking a new place, picking a new location, lighting the way forward, moving somewhere new, emptying rooms, closing out cycles, expanding where you could go. Some of you could be taking your pony show on the road, Scorpio. So I don't know if you've got trucks, or you haul things, or you want to go do seminars, or you're going out to learn and experience. But there's a lot, literally, the 2 of Wands, the 8 of Cups, the Death card, the Chariot, the 8 of Cups. This is movement. Move. You've got to move it, right? This is big. 8 of Cups for Scorpio, please, Spirit. 8 of Swords. I'm ready to get, and Scorpio in the Tower. You knew, I'm hearing Spirit from Spirit, you knew this day was coming. You knew this moment was here. It was a matter of when that this information was to come through. There was a matter of when you would have to look at the side of yourself or the side of a situation and go, this doesn't work for me. And I do feel like this Tower is a bittersweet sort of Tower. Page of Pentacles, you've held back, right? Slowest moving knight in the deck. You've held back on yourself for a while, Scorpio. Spirit's asking, like, has anybody else held back on you? And 3 of Cups, crossing that energy. Yeah. the thing of it is, Scorpio, you've held yourself back at the cost of yourself for the sake of others. And you're going to be cutting some ties. You're going to be having an emotional release around this as well. Some people, again, will say, like, Scorpio doesn't even care. Scorpio does care. Scorpio just has had their fill. Literally has had their fill. Like, I've ingested all I can, and now it's time to move into this carefree energy. I've been this person that's been a little carefree, and I've lived, right? And now I'm maturing, right? Going from that Page of Wands to the Queen of Wands with boundaries in tow, right? This is forward movement. This is going from, I mean, you look at the growth, the maturity that I talked about earlier, a whole lot of wands. From the Page of Wands, who knew nothing, had fun, went on the journey, had that experience, to the Queen of Wands, that she can now be still with it and see the magic. She doesn't have to necessarily go out and make magic happen. The magic comes to her. Him, them, they, doesn't matter. Right? The magic is within. And that's what's changing. This is the idea too, Scorpio, of I don't chase, I attract. Very different. A lot of these people in your life, you've probably spent the time chasing them down. Now it's time to be the receiver and let them come to you. Very, very different energy in the month of March, Scorpio. You could feel like you are an alien to your own world. You could feel like you don't even fit in this world that's being created for you right now because it's so very different. You may not even feel like you're sane throughout parts of it going. This feels so different than it did a couple of weeks ago. It feels so different than it did the beginning of the year. This is nothing that I thought would be. Very different world for you. Spirit's saying to go ahead and get you one of these cards, and then we're going to leave it there. My lips are chapping. I don't like it. For Scorpio, some Sacred Rebels Oracle from Alana Fairchild. I love these cards. They're beautiful. Spirit, for Scorpio, can we get a card, please? In the world, not of the world. As I said, like, you may feel like you're in this world of yours and you don't even know what that is. Like, you could feel like you're foreign to your own existence at this point, right? So, Spirit. It literally, I'm going to keep that card, Scorps. I'm going to cover this up because it's a little provocative. Look at that. There. Oh, hold on. Let me shuffle and I'll show these. I don't want to mess up where I'm at here. And there's Pisces energy here with this fish. Here, look at this. That a card came out twice. In the world, not of the world. You're in your own lane, Scorpio. You're in your own world, you know, imagining, creating, dreaming, dancing with feeling. Water energy could be very important. Pisces season for you is illuminary for beauty and health and wealth and imagination and creativity. It's a really big deal for you. You know, and we've got Pisces sitting in the North Node. That's North Star energy. This is our purpose, our direction. You're being moved to your purpose and direction. And the word wants to be written is what comes out, Scorpio. Again, bittersweet transformation. You see the tears running down her face. But, you know, I'm seeing that the hood that she's got on is a cloak of wisdom. Right? She's learned, she's gained, she's got that information coming from her crown energy. The butterflies are transformative energy. It's also Spirit routine of letting go. Yes, some of that is going to hurt, but where you get to move on from, where you get to go, look at this. Spirit, so divine, so freaking divine. All they're asking you to do is have faith in the process. Have faith in the process of what is coming, because what is coming to you is heaven sent. And I just said to you, the only thing you have to do, Scorpio, is be the receiver. And look at that. I usually go 5 cards back in a deck. That's the 5th card. Be the receiver. Just be the receiver, because even if you don't understand something, close your eyes and imagine, because if you also look at these 5 cards, all of their eyes are closed. Their eyes are closed, and when our eyes are closed and we cannot physically see, we lean into our other senses. We lean into our intuition. We lean into feel. We lean into hear. We lean into taste. We lean into smell. We can't see. We have to trust the other 5 senses, and one of those being the 6th sense. That's what you're being asked to trust right now. Scorpio, literally, probably the most important reading you will hear in 2025 right there. Everything else I feel like that I could put out, or even anybody else for that matter, and I'm not slighting anybody else's ability either, will likely be mundane compared to this transformation that you are undergoing right now. You get through this, and then life opens like the lotus. I'm sending you all so much love. I hope this reading was beneficial to you. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Personal reads are open and available. Scorpio, just huge, huge energy. Info, description box below, about section of the page. Reach out to me. I will be happy to get you booked and to talk to you and all of the good stuff that we get to do. So, sending you love. Take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.